Rise and Shine Rwanda, it's Wednesday the 27th of May.
Coming up on today's Rise and Shine Rwanda.
We find out about peacekeepers and the role of women in resolving conflicts.
A one-on-one talk with one of Rwanda's leading women.
And the workers behind the wood. We meet the artists that create all the beautiful pieces we see every day.
Good morning, it's just after 7 o'clock in the morning and you're watching Rise and Shine Rwanda with me, Makeda Mahadio.
And me, Regis Isheja. Over the next hour, we'll bring you all the latest news, sports, and lifestyle headlines from here in Rwanda and around the world. And the Rise and Shine team are here in the studio with us. Fidelis, what's going on in the world of the money?
Well, the money today, I sit down with one of Rwanda's leading businesswomen, and it's amazing what her company is doing for Rwanda and what she's achieved herself. So
You're one of Rwanda's leading.
I'm trying to get there.
So are you, Makeda. All right, Arnold, what do you have in the world of sports?
A lot of cricket in today, some West Indies action, Bravo against Pollard, and local cricket again. The finals of the VR90 T20 tournament are here. Plus the usual, the French Open, as we
Roland Garros.
I can't pronounce
That's the French Open.
Roland Garros. I think everyone can say West Indies for the win. Anyways, all that and more is still to come. But first, Rise and Shine, story of the day.
What have Rwandan women done to implement the UN 1325 resolution, a resolution which stresses the importance of women's participation in the prevention of resolution of conflicts, peace building, and peacekeeping? A recent roundtable that took place in Kigali addressed the topic, as the resolution compels countries to ensure that more women are sent on peacekeeping missions. Rwanda has done its fair share lately. Take a look.
It calls for the increased participation of women at all levels of decision-making, including in mechanisms for prevention, management, and resolution of conflicts, in peace negotiation, in peace operation, as soldiers, police, and civilians, and as special representatives of the UN Secretary General.
The resolution is one of the conventions that Rwanda has ratified and has strived to live up to. Peace and security have been some of the pillars of Rwanda's development. The country has surpassed the 20% women threshold in police peacekeepers.
It's all about the women participation in peace building and bringing back peace in their respective countries, and Rwanda has signed this convention. But for Rwanda, more particularly, this is a very important resolution. Though we say that we adopted this resolution, but the issue of peace and security.
During the roundtable discussions, it was understood that women participation should not be limited to peace and security, but also poverty reduction and participation in leadership.
If you look back at what Rwanda has done, especially Rwandan women, in building peace right after the genocide, in participating in the stabilization of this country, and in continuing even thereafter, Rwanda is pivotal. You see that women are involved in peacekeeping operations as well. Rwanda as a country is one of the biggest contributors of peacekeepers in Africa. As you know, Burundi crisis is, well, the impasse is happening right now, and we have been talking and deliberating on what exactly is the role of women in our region, including Rwandan women, in calling for a quick solution to the current problem in Burundi.
Currently, Rwanda is the 5th largest contributor of peacekeepers worldwide, and friendly policies are in place, but more needs to be done.
There's still very, very much more to be done, especially for women who live the pains and burden of war and conflict every day. 1325 will not mean anything to them if there is no concerted effort on each and everyone's part to ensure peace in our region and peace in the world.
When you look on women participation, not only in peace and security, but also in other development pillars like poverty reduction, like participation in leadership, like of course in governance, and we look at this in more comprehensive way. That women should be there in all development of our country. So it's not about only peace, but it is also about women being a part and parcel of development of our country.
Resolution 1325 remains one of the very few ones that have been adopted unanimously. Regis Isheja, Rise and Shine Rwanda.
Let us congratulate all of us.
And joining me in studio now is Rosette Nkundimfura from the Ministry of Gender and Family Promotion. Iriya resolution 1325 urebye neza abanyarwandakazi cyane cyane tutavuze muri Kigali ariko tukavuga mu byerekeranye n'igiturage, ese iyo resolution barayumva, bumva impamvu twohereza abadamu, abari, abategarugori muri ziriya mission za peacekeeping, byari byabageraho neza?
Murakoze cyane, nk'uko wabivuze uyu mwanzuro w'325 wafashwe n'akanama gashinzwe umutekano n'amahoro ku isi mu 2000 nibwo bawutoye. Mu by'ukuri iyo urebye usanga hari abantu benshi batarabisobanukirwa, uretse no kuvuga ngo abari mu ntara, hari n'ab'i Kigali batarabisobanukirwa, ariko nicyo Ministeri yacu ya Mije Prof n'abandi bafatanyabikorwa dufatanije muri gahunda turimo gukora kugira ngo abanyarwandakazi n'abanyarwanda bose bamenye neza uyu mwanzuro, kuko urabareba uvuga ibyabo, ibyo birirwamo n'ubuzima bwabo bwa misi yose. Nicyo rero Ministeri irimo gukora n'abandi bafatanyabikorwa kugira ngo abanyarwanda basobanukirwe neza ibyo uyu mwanzuro naho u Rwanda rugeze rushyira.
Gira icyo tubwira kuri uwo mwanzuro, icyo ushatse kuvuga. Tuzi ko ari umwanzuro watowe mu 2000, tuzi ko ari umwanzuro bitiriye UN Secretary General, umunyamabanga mukuru wa Loni w'umuryango w'abibumbye. Ese uwo mwanzuro ukubiyemo iki? Ese n'iki ufashamo abari n'abategarugori?
Uyu mwanzuro mu by'ukuri ikintu uvuga ku bijyanye n'inyigo nyinshi zitandukanye. Icya mbere ni uruhare rw'abagore mu kugarura umutekano n'amahoro ku isi. Ikindi ni ukurwanya ihohoterwa rishingiye ku gitsina ndetse no gukumira. Icyo gihe hari ikindi noneho n'abahuye n'iryo hohoterwa rishingiye ku gitsina, ese tubafasha iki gukumira no kurwanya iryo hohoterwa rishingiye ku gitsina? Abamaze gukorerwa iryo hohoterwa, ese bafashwa bate mu rwego rwo kubasubiza mu buzima busanzwe? Indi ngingo ni ibijyanye no kwitabira kujya mu myanya y'ubuyobozi, kuko iyo umugore ashoboye kugaragaza ko hari ubushobozi afite, icyo gihe rero ni ngombwa ko abagore bitabira mu kujya mu myanya ifata ibyemezo kugira ngo n'iyi myanzuro yindi yose yagiye ivugwa haruguru ibashe gushyirwa mu bikorwa.
Ese kugira ngo dukangurire abakobwa bakiri mu mashuri yaba yabanza yaba yisumbuye kugira ngo bumve ko ari ngombwa yuko bajya muri iriya myanya y'ubutegetsi, ni izihe mbaraga Mije Prof Ministeri urimo ikoresha kugira ngo ibyo bigereho?
Ikintu irimo gukora ni ibikorwa bigiye bitandukanye. Nk'uko mubizi, uyu mwanzuro w'325 ushinzwe kuvuga ngo uruhare rw'abagore n'abakobwa mu kuzana amahoro n'umutekano ku isi, hakorwa ibikorwa byinshi bitandukanye. Ntabwo ari Mije Prof gusa, kuko igizwe n'abantu benshi bafatanyabikorwa, izindi nzego za leta, harimo iriya GM cyangwa ikigo gishinzwe kubahiriza uburenganzira, kugenzura uburenganzira bw'abagabo n'abagore, harimo za UN Women, harimo inama nkuru y'igihugu y'abagore, harimo police, harimo ingabo n'izindi nzego zitandukanye. Twese ni ibikorwa bihuriweho, aho usanga aba bantu bose bagenda bagira uruhare rugiye rutandukanye. Ariko by'umwihariko nka Mije Prof hari igikorwa cyitwa mentorship. Muri mentorship naho dufasha abana b'abakobwa bakiri muri za secondaire, ubu twahereye muri za kaminuza, kubafasha kuba mentoringa cyangwa se kubatoza, kubamenyereza uburyo nabo bashobora kuzaba abayobozi. Tubatoza muri gahunda zigiye zitandukanye, hari ibijyanye n'ubuyobozi leadership, hari career guidance, kubafasha guhitamo neza ibyo baziga, hakaza n'ikintu cya entrepreneurship mu rwego rwo kwihangira imirimo no kurwanya ubukene. So mije profe n'abandi bafatanyabikorwa, icyo kintu ni ikintu turi gukora.
Urebye inama yabaye icyumweru gishize, twari turi kumwe muri iyo nama, hari igihugu cya Suède cy'Uburayi bw'Amajyaruguru, hari UN Women. Wavuga ko byari nk'inama mpuzamahanga ko wabonagamo abantu benshi baturutse mu bihugu bigiye bitandukanye. Ese niki umuryango w'abibumbye ufasha mu Rwanda muri ibyo bintu kugira ngo uwo mwanzuro w'1325 ushyirwe mu bikorwa, abanyarwandakazi cyane cyane bawushishikarizwe, bagende bamenya icyo uwo mwanzuro ubafitiye?
Icya mbere nk'u Rwanda ni ukubanza, ikintu gikomeye rwakoze ni ukuba rwarashyize umukono kuri uyu mwanzuro. Icyo gihe iyo bashyizeho umukono baba bavuze ngo twemeye gushyira mu bikorwa uyu mwanzuro. So iyo tuvuze rero umuryango mpuzamahanga, ikintu ugenda ufasha muri rusange ni ugushishikariza ibihugu bigiye bitandukanye, byaba kuko uyu mwanzuro ntureba ibihugu biri muri conflict gusa, na nyuma ya conflict mu gihe cy'amahoro nk'iki mu Rwanda turimo, ntabwo bivuga ngo umwanzuro w'amahoro n'umutekano birarangiye. Oya, turakomeza kuko hari ibindi byinshi byo gukora. Ni ugushishikariza ibihugu bitandukanye, batarashyiraho umukono bakawushyiraho, n'abamaze kuwushyiraho bakagenzura. Nk'ubu ngubu nk'uko mwabyumvise mu nama ishize, hari global survey cyangwa se ubushakashatsi cyangwa se igenzura ku rwego rw'isi, kugenda bareba ibihugu aho bigiye bigeze. None iyo bamaze no kugaragaza, baraza bakavuga ati igihugu cy'u Rwanda, igihugu cya Cameroon, igihugu cya Tanzania, Suède, Canada, bakagenda babashyira ku babaratinga, bavuga bati iki gihugu kigeze aha n'aha. Niyo mpamvu mujya mwumva ngo u Rwanda rugeze kure cyane, kuko iyo tubonye ibikorwa bimaze gukorwa kuri uyu mwanzuro n'ibyari biteganyijwe byararenze. U Rwanda rumaze gukora ibikorwa byinshi cyane mu bintu byo kugarura amahoro n'umutekano, guteza imbere uburenganzira bw'abagore, kwimakaza umuco w'amahoro, gufasha abahohotewe no kubasubiza mu buzima busanzwe. Ikintu umuryango mpuzamahanga rero ukora nicyo cyo gushishikariza, kandi murabizi bagenda banabafasha mu bijyanye n'amafaranga. Nk'iriya ambasade ya Suède yagiye itera inkunga ibikorwa byinshi nk'ibya Mije Profe cyangwa se ibyo twita Gender Machineries. Izo nzego zose zigiye zikora mu kuzamura uburenganzira bw'abagore, hari amafaranga bagenda babafasha kugira ngo mukore ibikorwa bigiye bitandukanye.
Ese ejo hazaza, mbere yo dutandukana, ejo hazaza ni iki giteganyijwe mu gukomeza kugenda dushishikariza abanyarwandakazi yewe ndetse n'abanyarwanda kuri resolution 1325 igenda ibageraho, bagende bayumva?
Icya mbere turimo gukora ni ukubibamenyesha, bakabimenya, cyangwa mu cyongereza byita to raise awareness, bakamenya neza ibyo uyu mwanzuro. Ikindi ni no kureba ngo u Rwanda aho tugeze ni hehe. Mu kwezi kwa 10 muri uyu mwaka 2015 hazaba isabukuru y'imyaka 15 aho isi yose izaba yizihiza imyaka 15 uyu mwanzuro. Twige nk'u Rwanda rero no kubanza tukicara tukavuga ngo ibyo tugezeho ni bihe, ese turifuza kugana, kuko hari byinshi byo gukorwa. Hari gukomeza gufasha no kurwanya ihohoterwa rishingiye ku gitsina riracyahari, hari gukomeza gushishikariza abagore n'abakobwa kwitabira kujya mu nzego z'ubuyobozi, mu myanya ifata ibyemezo n'ibindi bikorwa bigiye bitandukanye. Twebwe rero nka Mije Profe cyangwa n'abandi bafatanyabikorwa, icyo turimo gukora ni ukubashishikariza, no cyane uzi ko duteganya n'amatora mu myaka iri imbere, kugira ngo abagore babanze bamenye iby'uwo mwanzuro, bamenye aho u Rwanda rugeze, bamenye nabo uruhare rwabo mu kuzamura amahoro. Ntabwo ari ukujya mu mahanga gusa, za Haiti, za South Africa n'ahandi, ariko na hano mu Rwanda aho bari bashe kugira uruhare rwabo.
Rosette, turagushimira cyane kuba witabiriye ikiganiro cyacu.
Murakoze cyane.
You're watching Rise and Shine Rwanda. We'll be right back after the break.
Here is to traveling and saving. Starting 1st of April to the 1st of June, travel with Rwanda and take advantage of our reduced fares and enjoy our world-class services in great comfort and safety.
Fly our dream to the heart of Africa.
Welcome back to Rise and Shine Rwanda. Let's get to today's business headlines. Fidelis Karangwa has the details.
Business stories making headlines today. Rwanda could soon be making use of the latest internet technology to develop low-cost sustainable solutions for numerous sectors. This technology was introduced during the East Africa workshop on the Internet of Things, which hopes to equip participants with knowledge to make full use of the emerging opportunity. It is expected that this development will also impact societies just as the Internet did and will help address various development solutions. And the increase in use of mobile technology and agency banking has boosted the earnings of East Africa's retail banks. Analysts say increased competition and pressure by the governments to lower lending rates has seen commercial banks report lower interest incomes on loans and advances, prompting a major policy shift towards fee-based revenue from banking transactions such as ATMs, forex, and points-of-sale transactions. This in turn has helped banks to have better control of their expenses, ending in high returns for them. Now, Rwanda is famously known for its women empowerment policies that about 64% of the seats in the parliament are being held by women. Amazing, right? Well, today's story is no different. I sat down the leading lady and mother of two to learn more about her journey to the top. Take a look.
My name is Julie Mutoni. I'm a very passionate person. I'm a very hardworking person. I'm a very result-oriented person. I have a background of sales and relationship management. I have a bachelor's degree in business administration where I majored in marketing. I'm currently running the operations of DHL in Rwanda. I am married, happily married, with two lovely sons. So I started working in 1996. That time I started working as a customer service supervisor. Maybe to just give you a brief history of how DHL is in Rwanda. DHL has been working under franchise. And I'm so lucky to have worked with almost all the franchise companies. And happy also to announce that DHL International, the global leader in logistics, is going to invest in Rwanda in June which is the coming month, and I've been appointed as a country manager. So I started as a customer service supervisor. I moved to sales manager. I moved to country manager. So I have an experience over 19 years in logistics management and transport, international transport. I don't see it as a challenge because what I do is I make sure I'm a very good organizer. So I make sure I balance between work and family. So and as a woman, it's not a challenge because I believe what men can do, women can also do it. It's all to do with focus and hard work, and then making sure that having that self-confidence in you that I'm a woman, yes, but I can deliver as men do. So I don't find it a challenge in the market. And on top of that, Rwanda, we are very privileged because when you look at how the government has empowered women, it's an advantage that women should build on. When people say DHL is expensive, I tell them expensive compared to who and compared to what. So personally, I don't see DHL being expensive. When you look at what is attached to delivering a parcel from point A to point B, there's a lot involved. We have to use commercial flights, and there's a technology, because these days you send a shipment and then you track it on internet from where you are. All that involved makes it just brings us to service quality. So you find most of our customers are happy, and they enjoy the quality service that we offer, and it's just a perception. For me, I think it's a perception, but we keep on creating more awareness, doing promotions, and explaining to the public and the people that approach us that it is just a perception and the prices are very fair. It is a growing market, and it is a huge opportunity for investors to look at investing in Rwanda. Because Rwanda, yes, we are a landlocked country, but we have neighboring countries. We have Congo, we have Kenya, we have Uganda. So it's not only the market of Rwanda that people should be looking at. They should also be looking at the neighboring countries. And also the security. It's a very good country to invest in. At the end of it all, we want to invest in a country where your money is safe. So you know you're going to invest, but you're going to get your returns, and you're going to sleep comfortably. You're not going to have robbers. You're going to all that. Plus, the government has done a lot in helping the investors. Look at what RDB is doing, creating a very good atmosphere. The government is trying to attract investors, and it's putting everything in action by creating good systems to investors. So I think it's a growing market. That is where you see a big brand like DHL accepting to come in and invest in Rwanda. They're going to invest a lot, put in a lot of money. It's because they've seen potential. Otherwise, they wouldn't have come to Rwanda. I would tell young girls that, you know, like fresh graduates these days, when people finish school, they all want to aim for big money, a lot of money. And to me, I find it a bit scary, because you find someone is working in a company A, tomorrow she wants to move to company B, and the other day she wants to move to company C, without even spending 2 years. When you keep moving, you don't learn a lot. You don't learn a lot, and you don't grow as a person. I'm saying this because of my personal experience. I started in a company, I must say the same company, because at the end of it all, they are all franchises of DHL. So imagine 19 years in the same company, but I went to all the departments, meaning I can be a marketeer, I can be a finance person, I can be an administrator, because I gave myself time to show my capacity in the same institution, that I can do this, I can do this. So when you're into a good company, they give you room to grow and grow with you. So I want to tell young girls not only to look at money. Money will come, money will always be there, but at least you have to begin and show your capacity, and then work hard. Focus on what they have to do. And then they should not have this feeling that, you know, a woman cannot become a good leader. Women are very good leaders, because at the end of it all, we multitask. Like we do at home, Make sure your children are okay, you're cooking, you're cleaning, this is exactly what we do at work. We find we are doing so many things, handling so many things at the same time. So it should have that self-confidence in them and aim at building on their skills. If they're in school, let them study hard. If they're in work, let them concentrate on the work. Come to work early, concentrate, try to be a good worker on whichever level you're on, and then the sky should be the limit.
Very inspiring indeed. All right, so her journey to the top, she's been with the same company for 19 years. Do you truly believe that in this day and age, because she started in 1996, that's what she said, that in this day and age, you can be working at the same company for 20 years and, you know, moving from department to department, because she says she's basically worked in all the departments.
It can happen the way I intend to go, you know, slowly and steadily up this company until I'm director of Rwanda Television.
You are see?
Hey,
someone's coming for your job, boss man.
It can happen. Yes, I believe it can, and it takes commitment, dedication, and you know, clearly she has a lot of that. She was very dedicated and she was very focused, and you know, she's not there.
I loved her words of advice for young girls, you know, especially saying, you know, not to jump around to too many jobs, to stay in a job for a while so that you can, you know, learn things from that and what have you. But what was one of the things, because you seem like you spent some time with her, what was one of the things that really inspired you about being around her?
She is, how can I say this? She's very calm. Because she kind of looks like she's ready to learn from other people as well. You know, it's not often you see that most people who have good, like high positions are ready to tell you all that they've done and they've achieved. But she's open to learning, and like she was telling me, that's why what helps her to get to where she is she's very cooperative. She talks to her workmates. She tries to make sure that she's in their lives and she's, you know, cooperating with them as much as possible, and that's what has helped. So that's what I've learned.
Now, her situation being a mother, a wife, and then, because she talks about all that, and then being in the kind of position she is, I mean, how tough it is to juggle both.
Yeah. Well, for most people, it always is. But like she said, everyone, we can do it, especially women. We can definitely do it, because at the end of the day, it doesn't take away from your dedication to your kids, but it just means that you have to know how to balance these things evenly to make sure that the family doesn't feel deprived, and also at the same time at your job you're not slacking on your job. So I think we can all do it. We can, Makeda.
Oh yes, we can, child. I know that. So I know it's called Journey to the Top, but did she say any future plans that she has for herself, or maybe any projects that she wants to work on?
Well, she mentioned that DHL plans to invest a lot of money in Rwanda, so they intend to grow. And hopefully, you know, when they intend to become even a bigger company than they are already. And also, they're doing a lot of promotions right now. They want to start that and marketing, because as much as, you know, they're already known, they're not that famous. You know, like I said, also like I asked her before, most people think that their prices are ridiculous, they're too high, and that's actually not the case. Because she explained to me, if you account for the fact that, you know, if you were to buy a ticket and deliver this thing on your own, it would be way more expensive. So these are just fees that, you know, they're competitive prices.
Is like,
yes.
What are you talking about?
That's a good sales lady.
They are competitive prices. Plus, you know, right now there are not so many competitors in the market, so they still have a good hand. But, you know, if they grow big, I believe things will get even better.
Well, I thought it was a really great report.
It's a great
Thanks
report.
so much, Fidelis.
You did great there. I can't wait to see who's next.
Probably, maybe me. Well, you have to do today's business headlines. First news coming up next in just a minute with Honor Crusader.
Welcome back to Rise and Shine Rwanda. Time now for your sports news. Arnold Quizeda. Starting with local cricket, Kigali Cricket Club will face off against Challengers Cricket Club in the final of this year's VR Naidu T20 tournament at the Kichuchiro Cricket Oval this Sunday. Kigali Cricket Club defeated Indora by 38 runs to book a berth with the most decorated team in domestic cricket, Challengers, who saw off Telugu in a 3-wicket victory. Kigali won the toss and batted first, posting 148 runs, and Indora could only manage 111 runs in the remaining overs as Kigali's bowlers picked up crucial wickets. Still with cricket, the Mumbai Indians were crowned champions of the Pepsi IPL 2015 after they registered a resounding victory over the Chennai Super Kings in the title clash at the Eden Gardens in Kolkata. Rohit Sharma kept his love affair with the venue after he blitzed away his way to a half-century first up and then ended the day lifting the coveted IPL trophy. After setting Chennai a target of 203 runs, the Mumbai Indian bowlers kept striking at regular intervals and took all the opportunities that came their way as they restricted their opponents to 161 for 8 wickets to win by 41 runs. After being put into bat, Mumbai Indians were pushed on the back foot in the first over when Faf du Plessis pulled off a sensational run-out to dismiss the opener, Parthiv Patel. However, the reliable Lendley Simmons and skipper Rohit Sharma snatched the initiative back in spectacular fashion, attacking the Chennai Super Kings bowlers relentlessly. On to the French Open, Agnes Randiska's poor run of form continued at the French Open on a day when Maria Sharapova was back to business as usual at Roland Garros. Former world number 2 Randiska continued to justify her continued decline as she was dismissed in 3 sets by Germany Annika Baker 6-2, 3-6, 6-1 in round 1. Meanwhile, it was back to standard procedure for current world number 2 Maria Sharapova despite signs of a cold, winning in straight sets 6-2, 6-4 against Spain's Kaya Kanepi.
All right, so Roland Garros, that's how you say it.
I'm not going to try and pronounce that, Regis.
All right, so Maria Sharapova is back to her old self. She's been doing okay lately.
She's been very consistent.
Right, especially on the clay season. Yeah. So, I mean, what is this? I mean, we know about the Williams sisters. We know about her. We know about the, the Russian and all the Eastern Europe. Yeah. What do you think is going to happen here in Roland Garros for these 2 weeks?
I think it's going to be the same old tale in the women. We may get a few surprises, maybe from the likes of Stephanie Sloanes, but you expect it to be Maria Sharapova or Serena Williams at this point. Serena Williams, again, coming in as a favorite, despite her age difference. But Maria Sharapova plays beautiful tennis, especially when it comes to the clay season. She's the biggest threat to Serena's strength, her sublime skills. Serena combines the two, but Sharapova doesn't have as much strength as Serena. The shocker yesterday, that was Agnieszka Radziska from Poland, the former world number 2, again being beaten. She has slipped out of the top 10. She's now ranked at number 14 in the world. And that, again, has been a decline. Ever since she won the French Open in around 2008, she has been on a constant decline. She has had a few good moments, but I think her aim now is to focus on the grass court tournaments, especially after, now that after the 2 weeks of the French Open, we'll be looking, we'll have a 2 weeks break, then we'll have the big one.
They'll have to go to Queens first, then go to Wimbledon.
Well, then they go to Wimbledon.
All right, so let's talk about Indian cricket here. Mumbai champions.
Yeah.
Are you surprised?
Yes, I'm surprised Mumbai are champions. Their second title, winning the first one in 2013. When you looked at them during the regular season, they didn't look as strong as maybe the likes of the Royal Challengers Bangalore, Chennai Super Kings, and maybe even the Rajasthan Royals or the Delhi Daredevils. In fact, at one point, you didn't expect Mumbai to make it to the playoff season of the Indian Premier League. But then Mumbai with very good bowlers, the likes of Rohit Sharma, their captain. When you look at Malinga, the Sri Lankan, he picked up crucial wickets for them when they needed to get those wickets. And I think that has been Mumbai's strength. The veteran Harbhajan Singh also justifying why India needs to call him back when they go into the test season. Mumbai, I think Chennai in that game, to me, came in as favourites, but Chennai missed Brendan McCullum, the New Zealand captain, who was away to play for New Zealand against England, a game that New Zealand lost by a very small margin. I think Brendan McCullum's presence could have could have changed the course of that game. He has been their most consistent batsman this tournament. He is to me, he's the second best batsman in the world behind the South African A.B. de Villiers. And he plays those strokes and when he needs to play them. And I think they missed his speed out there, especially when it came to the fielding. They had a lot of missed catches. And Mumbai went on, to easily dominate a game. Mumbai had to play an eliminator. I think we could have had a better final if we had had the Royal Challengers of Bangalore in that final.
All right, now let's move on. Let's come back home and talk about Rwandan cricket. And now, Telegu, Challengers, I mean, what's the scene looking like? What's your opinion?
Telegu, I was talking to the captain, he's a good friend of mine, Shami. Telegu losing that semi-final against the Challengers. But when you look at Kigali Cricket Club, which is captained by Zaki Hassan, he's a very strong batsman, if not the strongest in the league we have. And then Srinath, equally as strong. I think Challengers are back to where they belong. This Challengers team has underperformed in the past 2 tournaments, but this is the most successful team in Rwandan cricket, in the history of Rwandan cricket. They've picked up at a minimum of 2 titles per season. So Challengers Cricket Club, they usually have the habit of, picking on a few helping hands from Uganda, the likes of Arthur Chove, usually come down to play for them. This time they didn't. They maintained their local talent here, and it has taken them far. They are going to take on, it's going to be a very interesting final, Challengers Cricket Club versus Kigali Cricket Club at the Kichichiro Cricket Oval. That's where I'll be this time.
All right, Arnold, I hope we talk about, Stephen Curry and James Harden very soon.
Going by what's happening.
Because the mano is kind of crazy right now.
Very soon.
Very
soon.
All right,
Alistair will be here.
Okay, thank you very much, Arnold.
Thank you, Regis.
You're watching Rise and Shine Rwanda. Makira and I will be right back after the break. Welcome back to Rise and Shine Rwanda. Let's take a look now on who's making headlines here in Rwanda and around the world.
Prime Minister Anastase Murekezi has urged government institutions and the private sector to put more effort into tackling unemployment in the country. He was speaking at the Employment Promotion for National Development Forum aimed at promoting productive employment by providing information on job opportunities, networking, and finding solutions to address unemployment and underemployment in the region. Murekezi called on the youth to get involved in technical and vocational training and other employment programs which the government has created to solve unemployment in the country. Currently, 67% of the unemployed population are aged 16 to 34 years old.
Students from Agahozo Shalom were crowned winners of the East African School Debate Competition. The debate, which was at Lycée de Kigali, brought together more than 150 teams of students in 30 schools from Rwanda, Kenya, Tanzania, and Uganda to test their knowledge on regional integration, democracy, social media, technology, among others. The winning team, LiquidNet from Agahozo, were represented by Maxime Icyumugaba, Ornella Rwanziza, and Bonfils Habiyambere. Officials said the inter-school competition was aimed at broadening the youth knowledge on the East African community.
Rwandan and Ugandan police kicked off a joint disaster preparedness and management exercise at the Gishari Police Training School in Ramagana district. The three-day training named CPX Save Life brought together more than 30 police officers from both countries to enhance police capabilities in dealing with unexpected threats like refugees influx and terrorist attacks. Inspector General of Police Emmanuel Gassana said the joint force was established to improve disaster management and a specialized response to natural and man-made disasters which have affected the region.
In regional news, Kenyan police were involved in a fierce gun battle with militant Islamist Al-Shabaab in northeastern Garissa County, leaving one officer wounded. The militants had ambushed the police near Yumbis town in Garissa County. Kenya's Interior Ministry, via its official Twitter account, dismissed all Al-Shabaab's claim that at least 20 policemen were killed in the attack. This follows a slew of attacks by the militant group who last month carried out a siege on Garissa University College, killing 148 people.
Okay, lots more still to come. Lifestyle is up next. Plus, we take a look at what's hot right now in our daily debate section, Hot Topics. We'll be right back.
Here is to traveling and saving. Starting 1st of April to the 1st of June, travel with Rwanda and take advantage of our reduced fares and enjoy our world-class services in great comfort and safety.
Fly our dream to the heart of Africa.
Welcome back to Rise and Shine Rwanda Lifestyle now. Makeda, what do you have for us?
I actually am profiling some people that we see all the time going through the streets of Kigali.
I wonder who that is.
We pass them on the street all the time. Workshops of all sizes with men carving away in a sea of wooden logs and branches. Sometimes it's a piece of utilitarian furniture, sometimes a piece of beautiful art. These woodworkers are hardworking, everyday artists. I went to meet with one of them to find out more about the world of Rwandan woodwork. Take a look. Woodworkers in Kigali are everyday artisans contributing to what seems like every household and office in town. We all see, use, and admire these products, but what about the workers behind the wood?
Nitwa Nzeyimana Gerard, nagize mu ishuri ry'i Butare aho bita kuri Viaki. Igihe kirabaye imyaka 16.
These workers are experts in carefully crafting tables, chairs, stools, and beautiful statues depicting women, men, families, and even cows. Gerard, he loves to do one thing in particular.
Nkunda gukora amashusho manini agaragara cya gisitati buri muntu wese areba niyo waba uri nkaha ngaha mpagaze uri hari hakurya ku buryo abakireba. Kuko ibikorwa byanjye byatera imbere amasoko akaguka nkabona abakiriya nkiteza imbere ndetse n'umuryango wanjye dore ko ndi n'umugabo ufite abana 2 ndubatse mfite abana 2 urumva rero yuko ibyo nkeneye kugeraho ni byinshi banshaka ko umwana wanjye yakwiga aho ntiza akahiga banshaka kuba naba mu nzu nziza nk'umuntu w'umukozi.
With tourism on the rise, woodwork is becoming big business. Here's hoping Gerard and many others like him have their work appreciated. Makeda Mahario, Rise and Shine Rwanda.
So what I want to know is people like Gerard, because what they're doing is unbelievable. I mean, like you say, we see it on the street passing all the time. But I mean, they're like doing sculptures of people, and then they also do like the gisoro thing that people play. I mean, how do they learn that?
Yeah, I mean, well, this particular craftsman that I spoke to, he was saying that he learned from a school, like he said in the video, you know, in Butare. But the young-looking guy behind that you're seeing right now, he actually said that he's been doing it for the past 5 years, and he learned right there at that workshop. So I think a lot of times, you know, they either learn from other people or they go to a school to learn it, but a lot of times just from practice they get so much better. And you have to be creative and artistic to even really get into it, right? Now the old man who actually owned that place, he was an older guy, and I think that he also taught a lot of the workers that were there. And they also do staining, they paint as well. It's actually very, very interesting.
Now, how do people find out about them? I mean, because I'm pretty sure there's 1 billion of them in Kigali. I mean, how do you know who to go to, who's like doing the good work? I mean,
I think it's like anything else. You have to, you know, do your research, and maybe, you know, you see if someone else worked with a certain craftsman, or a lot of times what they do is, and this place was no different, they have a whole little workshop that has a bunch of artwork that they've worked on and that they've already prepared for sale, right? Now, we weren't allowed to go inside the workshop because the owner was saying no, he wasn't ready, and you know, it was a bit messy at the time. But there was a lot of things that were already prepared and looking really great in there, and you know, you can tell them how you want it to look, if you want them to paint it, if you want them to make something new. And I think that a lot of workshops are like that, especially if you go to somewhere like Gisozi, where they have like all this wood and, you know, different workshops within the whole wood market, I suppose you could call it. You know, I think there's a lot of option there, so you just have to do your due diligence, or you have to get recommended, I suppose.
Now, what got you interested in woodsman? I mean, is it just general curiosity, or are you like, do you want to collect some of the things they do?
Well, do you know what? Well, actually a little bit of both, but I would pass these workshops all over. You see them all over the place, you know, when you're passing, like I said, Gisozi, but also in different neighborhoods. I even have one in my neighborhood, and you see you know, like they're working, they're always chipping away, they're always working on something new. And I'm thinking, you know, how fast do they get these things done? Where did they learn how to do this? How are they so good at it? Because, you know, you really have to be artistic, man. I mean, and they're beautiful, right? So I just decided, you know, to swing by and see if I could talk to some people. Unfortunately, so many of them were extremely shy. They didn't want to talk to us. But that one who did, Gerard, he was really cool and a good sport.
Well, it's a shame that these people are not recognized more than they already are because they're true artists. Very talented. I
definitely agree. I definitely agree. Well, don't go anywhere. We have Hot Topics coming up next.
Welcome back, and it's that Hot Topics time again. As always, the Rise and Shine team have been out and about, gathering everything you need to know about what's happening here in Rwanda and abroad, from what's trending on Twitter to the debates in your local cafe. We've got it for you right here, right now. All right, guys, so the hot topic of the moment is President Pierre Nkurunziza of Burundi. There's another summit that has been convened in Dar es Salaam. Obviously, we know and we've reported many times on this show that President Jakaya Kikwete of Tanzania is the chairman of the East African Community for this term. And so it has been reconvened again in Dar es Salaam. Last time the meeting didn't take part because of the, well, faux coup in Burundi. This time around, it's happening this Sunday. The same presidents have been invited again, including Pierre Nkurunziza. Now, the question I have for you guys, and this has been on Twitter, on Facebook, everybody's asking the question, will he go back knowing that the last time he went, which was 2 weeks ago, we know how things ended? Now, of course, let's preface this. Before he left, last time, there was a true opposition and the streets were literally on fire. This time around, the streets are kind of still on fire, and there's an opposition leader that was killed 3 days ago. But he has kind of like quieted down the opposition. Private radios have been burned down or closed. The international press is not free to move as they were 2 weeks ago. I mean, let's start with Arnold. What do you think is going to happen here? Nkurunziza, will he go to Dar es Salaam? Will he not?
That's a very good question. Because you know the once bitten twice shy thing.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. So I don't think Nkurunziza will go to Burundi. To Dar es Salaam personally. I don't know. When you look at the situation right now and compare it to last time, it's worse than last time actually, because now protests are moving out of Bujumbura, especially after the death of the opposition leader and the burial on Sunday. The protests have become worse because now you have areas of Nyakabiga outside, outside, and even Musaga.
Right, and we heard even yesterday that Buyenzi and Bwiza, which are more, Muslim neighborhoods, are getting into the protests.
So protests are now spreading outside Burundi. Yes. What is different is that now international attention is not as much as it was before, and communication is harder among the protesters, meaning if the radio stations were available, were working in Burundi, the private ones, then protests could have been worse. Cruises are going to Dar es Salaam.
Although he should, he really should.
He will have guts if he's to go,
exactly, stand his ground, show that he's not scared.
Again, he can't go because when we look at a similar situation to Salva Kiir, last year during almost the same time with the South Sudan situation, Salva Kiir was facing a lot of opposition from Riek Machar in Sudan, and he came for the extraordinary meeting here in Kigali, and
the question is this: if he goes, what is going to happen? Is there going to be another coup attempt? I doubt it.
No, I don't think so.
So what can really transpire? What do they lock all the doors? They lock all the doors.
Anything is possible with Burundi right now.
We're laughing, no.
Yeah, it's really not funny, but sometimes situations are so ridiculous that there really is nothing that you can do but to laugh. And really, we just have to wait and see what's going to happen. Because
yesterday, this guy called out the people and asked them to pay for to contribute towards the elections. you know,
the European Union has closed down on financing.
Everyone has closed down
the elections, the upcoming elections in Burundi, and the president, through its spokesperson, said they're asking and urging the population to contribute to fill that gap, so that the international aid does not affect Burundi as much.
They're trying to use that Rwanda Agachiro.
Hopefully there's another plan, because that one
there's another communique that came out of the president yesterday where they were actually saying that it feels like the international community is plotting against Burundi, and that came out early yesterday morning.
They're now playing the victim card
right now.
They're playing the victim card.
At times I feel like they're like, grasping at straws. I don't know what's happening.
But I mean, that's to be expected. People are going to defend themselves all the time, and we're going to expect to see stories like this coming out of there. But we want to know what your thoughts, your comments, and your feedback is on what we're talking about here on Rise and Shine Rwanda. Tweet us at Rise and Shine RW. We love to see your feedback. Like us on Facebook, Rise and Shine RW, always looking out for you. Check us out on YouTube, Rise and Shine RW. We're always uploading daily. Go ahead and follow us on Instagram. We're always posting behind the scenes photos. Or check out our Rise and Shine Rwanda website.
Well, that's all the time we have for today. But like she said, we'd love to hear what you're talking about on Rise and Shine Rwanda. My name is Regis Isheja.
And I'm Makeda Mahadio. That's all the time we have for today. But make sure you come back tomorrow. We'll be back here with our beautiful team here. Have a great rest of your day.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.